Hey everybody, my name is Clint Webley, and the title of my capstone project is on emerging issues and the use of synthetic cannabinoids, which I will call SCs or synthetic marijuana. I opened my paper talking about a personal story of a friend of mine that had a real bright future, happy family life. Ultimately, years later, started going through divorce, started using Spice, which is one of the trade names for synthetic marijuana. And in the process of using the drug, he committed some rather heinous crimes, ultimately leading to his death after he committed suicide. So this really brought up the issue of, for me, when given the topics to choose from, I wanted to know, is there something more to Spice and synthetic marijuanas, or specifically with the psychotic episodes that are associated with the use of this drug? Or are the psychotic episodes that people experience just pre-existing conditions, and the use of the drug enhances those conditions? So in my capstone project, I walked through the process of legalization to delegalizing synthetic marijuanas and the physiological effects as well. Spice and K2 are common trade names for synthetic cannabinoids, which are the psychoactive products that are marked for commercial use. SCs are dissolved in a solvent and then sprayed onto herbal substrate. Once it's dried, it can be crushed and packaged as a loose leaf product and sold for consumption. In 2011, the DEA put some of the most common synthetic ingredients in bath salts and synthetic marijuana on the substance controlled schedule. And this is in addition to actions taken by individual states. And in 2012, the Synthetic Drug Abuse Prevention Act was passed in order to ban these ingredients at the federal level. This new law was critical because it closed a loophole that was associated with the 1986 law, where SCs could be marketed as not for human consumption and therefore avoid strict restrictions by the legislation. However, soon after the law was passed in 2012, SC distributors quickly started altering the synthetic compounds in order to remain legal. Nearly all the people who use SC also use marijuana. THC is the principal psychoactive component of marijuana. However, it has a low efficacy and it's only a partial agonist of cannabinoid receptors in our body. There are two receptors, CB1 and CB2, and unlike THC, synthetic marijuana or synthetic cannabinoids are considered full agonists of the CB receptors. In other words, they are extremely more potent. So despite the faster onset of SC, marijuana is preferred because of the undesirable symptoms later experienced by people using SC. However, people generally seek SC out because they're looking for a way to get high, experience the effects similar to marijuana, and do this legally. Also, SC is virtually undetectable in standard drug screening tests. There are important differences between the two drugs. One's the intensity of the effects. For example, synthetic cannabinoids produce changes in mood, anxiety, memory and attention, perception, and several other nervous system functions. Of specific interest, and what I kind of preface this paper with, specifically is the interest of psychotic episodes that include the perceptual alterations, illusions, hallucinations, disassociation, agitation, and so on. While many of these psychotic episodes resolve on their own, they're often reason enough for people to seek medical attention. The manifestations vary greatly from people to people, for individual to individual, and unfortunately, because the manufacturers of these products continue to alter the compounds, researchers are unable to gather specific information as to the exact effects of the drug. In terms of psychotic episodes, it's unclear whether or not they are pre-existing conditions with the individuals, or in fact the SCs manifest those because of the physiological effects of the drug. The bottom line is there's a lot that we don't know about synthetic cannabinoid And because of its initial legalization, people think that it's a safer, legal way to get high and experience effects similar to marijuana. And what I've tried to point out in this paper is that is in fact incredibly false, and there are going to continue to be problems with SC until we can curtail this and get more information on the drug. Thanks.